What under nothing, welcome to my channel. My name is Stefania if you're new here. So today we are going to play with some Alter Ego products. So they are a brand that believes in more affordable beauty. So they do pretty much like dupes of higher end palettes. So I'll talk a little bit about the brand and we will do, one eye right now is Natasha Denona, one eye is Alter Ego. Can you guys figure out which one before we get started? I'm interested to see. And then we're going to go over their lashes, all that good stuff. So if you are interested, please don't forget to subscribe down below. I would really appreciate you. I'd love to have you for 2020. And let's go ahead and hop into this video. Okay, so full disclosure, they did send this stuff in PR. I did not think that, I've never been sent a box of PR. The brands that do usually reach out to me if I say I'm going to do an honest review, they just don't email me back. So I was really happy that they were totally fine that I said that, and they were like, no, we'd still love you to review everything. So obviously I can't lie, you guys, my face expressions just, they're honest. I wish they weren't sometimes. I really wish I could take them off, but you know, it's just how it is. So this is the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette, and then this is the Aurora palette. $16 compared to this one. Whew. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into the eyeshadow portion first, and then we're gonna go over their lashes, tell you guys all my thoughts, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and start with the eyes first. Okay, so here are the palettes in terms of side by side. This is the Natasha Denona, and then this is the Aurora from Alter Ego. So you can definitely tell like they rearranged the order of them as well as the shade names are different, I believe. Yes. So totally different shade names, but obviously the point is to be able to afford this at a cheaper price. So packaging wise, I can definitely tell like this is definitely more weighted. You have a mirror in both though, which is great. This is like a plasticky material and this is like a cardboard. So we're gonna match the eyes in terms of the way I'm holding them right now and just see if they perform the same way. I've never used Alter Ego, like I said, so let's see what happens here. Okay, so I will use a color switch between the shades just so I don't get any pigment off of both. But I have not cleaned my brushes, so it's way too many to try to do whole different looks with them. But let's go ahead and we'll start with the shade Morgan, and then every time we'll do the corresponding shade. So Morgan in this palette is Star in this palette. Okay, so I primed both of my lids with the Anastasia primer. So let's go ahead and take Morgan and just work that through the crease. I feel like I got used out of this palette, kind of like any palette. I feel like if you're buying a lot of makeup, I used this a lot when it first came out, but it was more like spring, summer. Like the colors more like scream that season to me. So I really haven't been using this palette much, even though every time I use it, I'm like, why don't I? It's a really beautiful palette and color story. Okay, and then let's take Star from this palette for the other lid. I will say, oh my gosh, I am so happy that like the holidays are over. Like I'm kind of sad about it. Like I don't want to take down my Christmas tree sad about it because I'm just like, no, it's just gonna be so boring. But I feel like I'm like on people overload right now. Like I'm like, okay, I need a nice break like from everyone. Like I need me time, alone time. I'm very like, I get very antsy when I don't have time to myself and I just feel like I'm like, no more family, no more friends. It was great seeing you. I need a break from you now. But these are building up, it's building up exactly the same, to be honest. I mean, it's only the first shade, so the shimmers will be like the true test of time. But right now I'm like, ooh, very nice. This one might be a touch darker. That's all I'm noticing, but color-wise, pretty much exactly the same. All right, I feel like I usually pick up Jasper when I first did this like initial review and the times I've used this palette on camera. So we're gonna dip into Clove for the outer V. And then I'm just going to take that through the crease. How was your guys' Christmas? How was your guys' New Year's? We had an okay New Year's. Like, wasn't the best. Our lift took so long trying to get home, and they kept like canceling on us between Lyft and Uber. Like it took a good, like we were maybe 15 minutes away from the house, and it took almost 2 hours to try to get home. Like I was like, I'm done. But we just went to some bars. We didn't do anything crazy. I wish it was like when it was growing up, like in Italy, you get locked into a restaurant at like, I don't know, maybe like 6 p.m. And then you drink, you eat like 8-course meals, like so good, so good. And then they do fireworks at the restaurant, they lock you in, take your keys. So you're drinking and dancing, and then at like 5 o'clock in the morning, you play bingo and drink coffee. And then they finally give you, you know, eat some cornettos with Nutella. Oh. And then you can finally go home. So it's a lot more fun there, I feel, because it's all planned out. So we're going to take Twilight from this shade. I'm going to dip it in my color switch. Swirl it around. But yeah, I really miss New Year's there. Because like here, you're just kind of like, what are we going to do? You know, like, and everything's just so expensive. So I will say, like, I feel like you have to take a little bit longer building the color up, but it's still there. Like the pigment and everything is still there, but they take a little bit more work than this side did. Yeah, I cannot believe it's 2020. I'm like, oh no. I just feel like this year went by so fast, and I hope that this year is just a little bit better in me in terms of like career-wise. Like, not even so much YouTube. Like, yeah, I hope YouTube still continues to grow, but even just in terms of like my actual job, I hope it's a better year, a more consistent year. So here's to good thinking, positive thinking in 2020. All right, I'm gonna grab that initial brush. I feel like I need to just kind of blend this back out because you can kind of not see the peach shade anymore. So I'm gonna dip back into Morgan and back into Star. I think before I was like Morgana. I think I'm just making up names here. So we're gonna dip back in and then just lightly blend over to mesh. What kind of things, like, I have noticed myself getting really bored with YouTube lately, so I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Like, are you a little bit burnt out? Like, what are you guys wanting to see? Like, I kind of want to start, like, putting in more, like, fitness videos, but I don't know if anyone's interested. Not so much fitness videos at the gym, but just more informational type stuff. For those of you who don't know, I am a personal trainer, and I'd like to kind of include that world in here. So let me know what types of videos you guys want to see. I feel like I asked that, and then I'll do a video, and nobody, maybe the one person that like wanted to see it watches it, and that's it. Which I'm very happy that if I help anyone along the way, that's still great. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just, I'm makeuped out at this point. Okay, I don't want to go back in with the same brush before wiping it off. So we're going to leave it there for right now. For the lid. All right, I think I'm going to go in with the purples. So I'm going to go in with, what is it going to be on this side? Aster on this side. This is the Natasha Denona. I really hope that this year she comes out with more palettes like this with like the little pans. I just find them to be better and more affordable than the other ones. I am going to go ahead and get it wet just because I'm going to do that with both sides anyway. I'm going to take it slightly above my crease just to hopefully make my eyes appear a little bit bigger. I still don't know if I like taking it above my crease for my hooded lids. Like, people are like, why don't you just take it above? And I'm like, I still just, you know, I do sometimes, but I don't know if I necessarily prefer it. Unless I'm doing a cut crease where it like will really stand out. But I'm not going to take it like super high, just a little bit above where my normal crease is. All right, and then on the other side of the brush, we're going to take the shade Dawn. But yeah, next year I think New Year's we're just going to play some games. Like, I don't think I want to go out. Like, sometimes we'll go to a country bar and dancing, but I have more fun dancing like with my sisters. Like, I love my husband, but he is not like, you know, he's got to have quite a few drinks to go dancing And so that's why this year we were like, I was like, my one sister, she's still deployed, and my other one just had a baby, so she wasn't going out, you know? So I was like, it's not going to be as much fun. All right, I wet my brush. I feel like shimmer-wise, they're pretty even right now. Like, I don't feel like one is outperforming the other. Like, they look equally intense as I'm looking at them right now. Maybe I'll notice a difference when I'm editing. But so far, I'm like, these are, like, better than I thought in terms of being similar. Like, I was like, it's not going to be as good, you know? But right now, I'm like, shit, you pay a lot of money. So let's go ahead and mix in. We're going to do Brilliance on that inner corner from the Alter Ego palette. I'm just going to pick it up on the same exact brush. And I go inner corner and actually take it up just a little bit. And then on the other side, it's going to be this shade, which is called Agate. Okay, I feel like maybe that shade is going on a little bit more intense, but not by much. All right, for my waterline, I'm gonna take this Marc Jacobs pencil in Mist Me. On a tiny little pencil brush, I'm going to take Clove again, nice and close to the lash line. And I think I wanna do a bright pink to smoke it out. I love, my favorite shades of this palette, and I didn't use them today, are definitely the yellows and oranges in here. But I was like, I want to do something different. I know I've used this palette quite a few times on camera. Like I said, it's a good, solid palette. I don't reach for it too much. Definitely not like my favorite from Natasha Denona, but still like up there. Like I appreciate the palette, okay? All right, and then I'm gonna use the shade Nova, which is the hot pink, to smoke it out. Wipe away the fallout. I didn't have any fallout, actually. I was like worried about it. That's why I was like, I don't know how this, you know, palette performs, but I didn't get any fallout. All right, and then I just wiped my brush, and I'm gonna use the shade Glory from the Natasha Denona. All right, I'm gonna take Laurel from the Natasha Denona, and I'm just gonna put the tiniest bit underneath. Oh, I really like that shade. Okay, and then I'm going to take Stellar from the Aurora palette. I almost went on the other side. Okay, so what do you guys think between the two? Like, I feel like they were pretty even. Like, I feel like this side, maybe the Alter Ego took a little bit more building up, but I'm pretty impressed that they're quite similar in terms of the effect on the eyes. So I'm gonna put some lashes on, and then we'll do some swatches side by side, and go over everything else. All right, guys, so this is the finished look. The lashes I have on right now are the Aurora lashes. They actually sent me the PR based on lashes because they saw me do the magnetic lash review, which I was like, I did the magnetic lashes because I can't put real lashes on to save my life. I can, and I'm trying to do it more. I finally found this glue that I think I love that's actually working, but that's usually why I don't, is just the stress of having them peel off drives me crazy. Like, you have no idea how many videos I've done where I'm like, oh, I have lashes on, and then I will go to edit the video and I'm like, your lash was half off, and nobody reached through the screen to tell you that. So, and I also work at a gym. That's a big part of why I don't wear lashes as well. I feel a little crazy if I don't have just like normal lash extensions to like put lashes on to go work out in, and to like client wise, you know, I train men and women. I just, you know, it's not exactly the environment where I feel comfortable with a full face of everything. So I don't wear lashes all the time. I did, like I said, I put these on. I'm not used to cat eye lashes, but I actually really like these. Like, I feel like they look good. I did have to trim them quite a bit, but they are all $5. So let's go through the lashes real quick. These are the ones in Royal. These are the ones in Craze, a little bit more dramatique, and they don't have the cat eye. I usually go with lashes like these, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't know if the cat eyes, I just feel like they kind of, I don't wow. I don't know why I don't love the cat eye as much, but yeah. These are the ones in Royal. Definitely a, like if you're a beginner to lashes and you just want volume, they don't add a whole bunch of length, but they look like very natural lashes in case you want to add just a little bit of volume. All right, we got Hipster here. We have Celeb with these ones. I'm trying to make sure the light doesn't catch them in a weird way. These are the ones in Flare, which is another one of my favorites in terms of the way it's shaped and it looks nice and wispy. These are the ones in Posh, and that is it in terms of lashes. But $5 is really not bad. I mean, even at the drugstore, there's ones where I'm just like, whoa, that's a little pricey. So I feel like, especially if you're someone who likes more of a natural lash, these are definitely for you. Like there's a few pairs where it's like, okay, they're a little bit more dramatic, but they're not like 3D mink type dramatic. Like sometimes with those, I feel like I'm just like, hello, don't I look beautiful? You know, like I can't open my eyes. So these were fairly nice to put on. I will say I am used to black banded lashes. That's my only like thing, just because I find it harder. Like, yes, I'll tightline my little inner rim, but especially when I have to tightline, like my eyes get so red and itchy and just irritated with doing that, whether I do it with an eyeshadow or an eyeliner. So I tend to reach for black bands, but I don't feel like these look like, they're not like a big band. They're a nice simple band. Sometimes I'm like, if the band's too thin, I can't do it. Okay, I am not a lash connoisseur. So I really like this selection. I feel like it's got something for everyone. Like the Craze one are definitely a more dramatic one. And $5, $5, not bad. So let's get into the palette now. Okay, so on the website, Alter Ego, it says, Alter Ego was founded in Los Angeles with the mission to make high quality, cruelty-free beauty products accessible to everyone. So they are coming out with more products now. They also have like new lip products that look really freaking nice. I was like, ooh, that's nice. They have a whole collection for $28. So it's $6 a lipstick, $5 for lashes, and then the palette is $16 compared to a Natasha Denona price, which I believe was $65, but let me double check. Okay, yeah, so the Natasha Denona one is $65, whereas the Alter Ego one is $16. So they have quite a few options on the website. It's not like this is the only one. At first I was kind of like, I'll be honest and say, like, for me, I will obviously buy the original creator if I support that creator. I would definitely reach for Alter Ego one if you just think it's ridiculous to spend the kind of money on Natasha Denona or those high-end palettes. I understand where you're coming from. So I feel like this is a great option affordability-wise. I feel like the only difference really is the packaging. And, you know, I obviously want to give credit to the real creator of the palette. So I do want to say that I feel like it's like I'm cheating a little bit with the cheaper one, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do in terms of what fits your budget. Or if there was like a palette that I wasn't completely sure about, like maybe I liked half the palette but not the full palette, and I decided to skip on it and then pick up one of these, then I'd be pretty happy. In terms of like the formula, this was a really nice formula. Like I said, it took a little bit more building, but why can't I talk today? I'm just like, but other than that, color-wise, pretty spot on. The only difference was they weren't as intense coming off the bat. I wore a sweater and it's very tight on my arms. All right, swatch-wise, the top 4 are from the Natasha Denona, and then the bottom 4 are from the Aurora. So you can see they're pretty, like color-wise, obviously they're spot on, but even formula-wise, there's not a huge difference in terms of the way they feel or apply. Let's do a few of the matte shades just so I can make sure to give you guys the real tea. Okay, so in terms of swatching the mattes, you guys can tell that like the darker ones are from the Natasha Denona. I just wanted to do them side by side. And then the lighter ones are from the Aurora. So obviously, kind of like what I was saying, the Natasha Denona ones are more pigmented. Obviously, the other ones have pigment. They're there. But they do take a little bit more work to get the same amount from the Natasha Denona. So I'm interested to see what you guys think. Like, do you guys like this kind of trend of picking up things that are more affordable? Are you kind of like, for me, I'm just like, oh, I feel like I have to spend the money on Natasha Denona, but maybe now I'm like, maybe it's making me think, okay? It's making me think is all I can say right now. But I was pretty surprised. Like, I was expecting to get this stuff and be like, no, like, buy the real thing. I don't do the whole knockoff thing. But now I'm a little bit like, shit, if I'm on a budget, then this is definitely not a bad option. So let me know if you guys have tried anything from Alter Ego. I'm a fan now. Like, I'm like, okay, I might purchase some more stuff. But definitely take a look, especially if you were trying to get a higher end palette and you just didn't know if you're gonna like it, then this might be a really great option for you, or affordability wise. I also get that too. So that is it for me. Please don't forget to subscribe down below. I would really appreciate it. Hit that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one.